But Kawasaki would need more than just the Mach 3 if it wanted to take on Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki. Kawasaki would need a long-term strategy. That strategy was simple. If one engineering exercise could revolutionize the motorcycle world, then what they needed to do was keep the revolution going. Just 3 years after producing the Mach 3, Kawasaki unveiled another design breakthrough, a new bike called the Z1 with a larger 900cc engine.
The Z1, the 900, was amazing. You know, that bike made a huge impression and really established Kawasaki as a performance force.
This is Kawasaki Z1. It was introduced in 1972 in the United States. This is very unique again. The 4 exhaust pipes make it massive, and it's a beautiful machine.
When this bike hit the streets, this Kawasaki, it changed everything. All of a sudden, you had a bike that not only made a lot of horsepower, things stopped really well. It was not a sport bike by current definitions, but it was the sportiest thing you could get.
The Z1 was sporty, but sporty isn't enough. Was the Z1 engineered well enough to win where it really mattered? Could it win on the racetrack? There's an old saying in the motorcycle world: race on Sunday, sell on Monday. In the late 1970s, a British rider named Reg Pridmore was racing the Kawasaki Z1.
The thing about racing, Kawasaki, looking at that going, some publicity to be had. And I don't care what anybody says, racing sells bikes. Yeah, racing sells.
With Pridmore on board, Kawasaki pulled ahead in its race to catch up with the competition. And it did it on racetracks in America, where Pridmore and the Z1 were almost unbeatable.
It was a great bike. I love the power, because now I could go fast without having to struggle too hard for it. And I did quite well on that one.
Kawasaki became the first Japanese motorcycle brand to win the American Motorcycle Association Championship. With Reg Pridmore on board the Z1, Kawasaki took the title 2 years in a row, 1977 and 1978.
Wow, that was just like riding a bike that you've known for many, many years. But in actual fact, you know, we had good brakes, we had good power.
Pridmore's success on the track was a key for increasing Kawasaki sales, especially in the United States.
Z1 used disc brake for the first time in Kawasaki. It's a huge one compared to standard size at that time.
The Z1 needed good brakes. The bike you could buy off the showroom floor had a top speed of 125 miles an hour.
It created some standard, not only in Kawasaki, but motorcycle industries worldwide, what super sport should be.
Kawasaki, the company that started next to last in terms of making motorcycles, was catching up fast. It created the Mach 3 in 1969, the Z1 in 1972, and then won 2 championships in the late 70s. But could Kawasaki go for the jugular and totally redefine what the modern sport bike should be? The answer would come only 1 year later, in September of 1980. Management in Japan released a new bike they called the Z900R. But Kawasaki's American staff in Southern California thought they had a better idea. They wanted the new bike to be called the Ninja.
Kawasaki Motors Corporation in the United States, they invented their Ninja name because at that time Ninja was a Superman.
Boy, the crazy boys down at Kawasaki USA found that name, and there's some crazy guys down there at that time, and they came up with that Ninja name that really stuck.
They loved the Ninja name back at Kawasaki headquarters in Japan. It struck a balance between what would sell in America and the clearly Japanese design philosophy used in creating the bike. The philosophy that shapes can have both positive and negative qualities.
This is a bike is a positive, negative is combinations. And then we are making the positive and negatives and the shadows making with my design philosophies. And then sexy.
In addition to their distinctive design philosophy, Kawasaki used a unique color to stand out: lime green. And the reason why is as unusual as the color itself. In the late 60s, green was considered bad luck on a racetrack. But Kawasaki put its faith in engineering, not superstition. Mixing 9 parts yellow with 1 part blue, it created what it called a color of defiance. The lime green color was an attempt to psych out the competition.
Well, everybody knows what makes a Kawasaki, and that's that beautiful looking green color we run, you know. That's a trademark thing of Kawasaki.
The original Ninja was another marvel of Kawasaki engineering, stringing together a long list of firsts. It was a completely new design. The engine more compact, the first Kawasaki with a water-cooled motor.
This one is original Ninja 900, and the engine is compact and it's lower than other bikes. The center of gravity is lower because of the engine location. It's located down and forward. And also the fairing, it's the 2 purposes here. One is rider protection, and 2, of course, it's to enhance the maximum top speed.
Here was a bike that had, you know, a racing level suspension and engine performance, and even a kind of a racer's crouch to the seating position. You know, there hadn't really been anything like it before.
Actually, I designed most of the engine components and also the exhaust pipes and induction systems.
Just like the Mach 3, the first Ninja was created by a team of engineers. But when it was finished, riding the bike became a very personal experience.
After completion of this bike, I rode it in a proving ground, and it's something like kind of standing alone on the desert, nobody there, and what I saw was just the scenery was moving back, my weight and the motorcycle weight combined and moving very fast.
The first Ninja was also the first Kawasaki motorcycle to use a computerized ignition system. It may sound simple now, but in the early 80s, controlling the air and fuel mixture in the engine by a computer was a major advancement in the motorcycle world.
It's a significant motorcycle Kawasaki has ever made.
So significant that the name Ninja has become virtually synonymous with the word sport bike.
How many cops will look at your sport bike and say, there's a Ninja? Well, that's just kind of become one of those terms, like crescent wrench. It's actually an adjustable end wrench that's made by Crescent, but people call it a crescent wrench. Same thing with the Ninja. Sport bikes are Ninjas, especially if they're Kawasaki's.